Alright, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good today. I'm gonna continue working on this piece that I was doing yesterday. I've made a lot of progress off stream. I've got all of, most of the base shadows and colors laid in. So we're just gonna keep working on this today. We've got a few hours before I have to go into work, so I figured I'd just pop the stream on and let it run. I know I said I wanted to have this piece done by yesterday, but that was kind of completely not gonna happen. So, but that's okay. I'd rather take my time with it because this wasn't originally supposed to be a big piece. This was supposed to be like a color study, a planning for a big painting. So I was never actually planning to. This was supposed to be, that's why the PS5 plate is in the back, is because this was supposed to be a painting that I do on my PS5. Which I do still want to do. But I figured since I already did so much for the prelim that I might as well just keep going. And I'm liking it so far. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. I'll probably work on this hand, maybe adding a little more striation in these muscles on the forearm. My plan for this is I'm gonna put probably do some sort of symbiote canister right here in the foreground, like this is what it broke out of. Because that's the thing, is this is inspired by Spider-Man 2, the new game that's coming out next week. But I don't know what's going to happen in the game, and so I'm kind of just making up my own headcanon for it right now. So I'm just going to say that there's this canister in the foreground that this broke out of. And it'll be very blurred out. I like that idea. That might change because I feel like it might distract from the overall piece. But we'll see. I want to finish the actual painting first before worrying about all that stuff. And I am gonna go in and make this more goopy and symbiotic, more shiny, but I'm going to just make sure I've got all my base colors in first. I need to make this darker here. This blue here. Either more dulled out, more of a gray, I think, is probably what I want to do. Quite that though. I still want that blue, but I need it to be, whoops. I guess I want it more muted. I don't know anything about color theory. It's a lie. I mean, I do know about color theory, but I never have had somebody explain it in a way that makes sense. I know what it is, but I don't know how to use it, is what I'm trying to say. Pretty much. I think that looks better. I'll probably... I don't know, because I do want it to be vibrant through this strand here. But I do also know that that would technically be darker. Maybe we'll just do that. Oh, that. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So I will be painting over this background eventually, but that's the problem is that's influencing all those colors. So maybe if I just do this. And I'll just go a layer here. Just to make sure that these values don't change when I start adding in more. That's good. Then I can go in and extend this background out. And then when I want to get my actual template for my PS5, I can just do it like that. I think that works. It should work in theory. And that base drawing comes out. It still looks pretty good, so I'm going to take that out now. Add this here. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to extend this out right now. Can I just put this out here? No. Not quite what I wanted to do. And this color will probably change. Just good. I'll do this here though, just to kind of feather this in a little bit, because I don't want that white, because that white showing through is actually just transparent. Doesn't change the colors too badly, but we will put this back down. Just to not influence our colors. Well, actually, that doesn't look too bad when it just brings out those blues in the face and stuff a little bit more. We'll leave it at 100 for now. I might just have to go in and add a few more layers to this face to cover up some of that blue. And don't get me wrong, I do want some of that blue showing through. But I don't want that much of it showing through. So we'll go in and change that. I still don't like this little... Might help if I'm on the right layer. Alright. Just gonna go blend that out a little bit. Good. Yeah, I'm really digging how this is looking so far. This is my first time doing a piece in like 3 months. A really bad burnout. So this is my first time kind of being back to doing artwork like this. And I'm liking it. I don't think it's looking that bad, actually. All right, cool. Let's should I try to figure out the background stuff right now? Maybe. I just don't know what I want to do quite yet. Because I know I want to, like, let's use a bright red to get the layout. I will go in and add this foot here too. In a minute. So I'm really just don't know if I want to have like containment unit in the back. Video game. Thought I had video game baits playing. This is Steven Universe. Not complaining though. It's good music. I guess I don't know what I want to. Maybe I don't even do background elements. Maybe I just push in more colors into that background layer. Then I could do containment unit here. I don't even know if I want to do that though. I guess I don't know. Could do like a street with some kind of a muted street light and stuff in the distance. That could work. I'm gonna have to play around with some ideas. I also don't want to do anything too complex because this is going to be a physical acrylic painting. So I don't want to do anything crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. If you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in chat, because I don't know what I want to do. So I'm going to turn those back layer for the time being, just so I can see my foot that I drew in here. It's the only problem is making it separate enough from this whole part. Unless I use this purple, because there would be a bit of that purple reflection over here. Make it. Realistically, that's how it would look. Okay. All right, I get it. what I want. I feel like that might be too much of that purple. So we're gonna pull it back a little bit. Oops, sorry about that. Need to get a new mic stand. I keep hitting this one. Okay. Looking okay. And I am doing this all without reference too, so it's definitely not going to look perfect. Yes. Recovery, thank you. I do want this to have a nice little edge lighting here. Just to make that separation between sort of the calf muscle behind it. Okay. I don't know why I keep saying that. Okay. Okay, let's try. I guess that looks okay. I'm not sure I like this knee here. That's also pressed into the ground, so I have to make sure this is actually flat. Maybe that's part of the reason why it's a little off-putting. Round it out just a smidge, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Now this should come to... Nope. Should come to like a point here. guess it wouldn't be there. It would be more down here. There's a little bit of a creasing here. Yeah. Hey, Ryan, what's up, bro? How's it going? I didn't know you followed me on Twitch. What's up, buddy? I started trying to stream some artwork yesterday. Hopping on the Spider-Man 2 bandwagon. Ooh, comes out next week, so trying to monopolize on that. I'm actually going to try to paint this onto the side of my PS5 after I'm done doing this. Whether I'll actually get to that point or not, we'll see. But yeah. That looks fine. I'm gonna do some more work on this foot here, though. When are you gonna start up Twitch streaming again, Ryan? Get that Minecraft back up and running. A little bit of, make sure that separation is clear there. We're getting there. Make this a little darker here. All right. Blend it out. Okay, not looking too shabby. Oops. That's fine. I hate drawing feet. So my goal with this is just to get it looking close enough to a foot. A close approximation of a foot. And honestly, I think we're gonna call that good enough for now. Go and add some highlights later, but it's fine for now. Actually, since it is on that side, I will add a highlight on this side. Just a little bit on the top. So you might carry this through here a little bit. until that crease where it bends out, I think right there. Ooh, I like that actually. Give it an effect of like actual creasing. I'll do this. Yeah. Good enough. Dig that. Cool. Looking good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, good enough for now. I actually do want to bring this out a little bit. Better. Worse. Maybe slightly better. 90% of art is just making shit up until it looks good. So I don't claim to be an anatomical expert by any means, so I'm just gonna keep playing with it until it looks mildly presentable. I think that's better. A little off the side there. I like that for now. That's probably gonna change 15 minutes from now, but for now I like it. Cool. Nice. Now I'm gonna have to make up this other foot since I didn't sketch it in my original drawing. But now I can turn this opacity back up to see that real color. And I will have to add some purple to the other side just to add the distinction. Maybe I don't like that foot there. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna leave it like this actually. For now at least. And get that. Nope, I didn't want to draw it on that layer. It's the only problem. It's the only thing I don't like about digital art, and it's totally a shortcoming on my end, but I'm just so bad at keeping layers organized. This one's not too bad, but most things that I do, I just can't keep them organized. So I will. Why did I put this layer here? Oh, for foreground stuff. Probably will add some like deep purples to this side. Yeah, but I want them to be more blue. More of a bluey purple. That's just blue. It's not looking too bad. I don't hate that color. I will just go deeper on the side. Really push that, and I'll probably take this along the... Okay. Oh, auto-saving. Oh, it's so annoying. It's probably a good thing, though, because I always forget to save it myself. So I'm going to do that. Oh, no. Don't do this to me. Alright, we're good. Whew. Scared me there for a minute. Alright. I might just go lighter over here. Alright. This is all going to change depending on what kind of stuff I add into the foreground and background. But I like these colors. I think they're working. Yeah, so I wonder if I should add in, like, implied cityscape in the background. Well, first of all, I should be doing this on a separate layer, just in case I want to undo it. Probably for the best. I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and draw that other foot. I was trying to avoid it, but I think I should just do it. All right. I kind of dig this. I like kind of making it feel cramped, as if the world is kind of closing in around him. I kind of like that. Trying to think of what else. Maybe this is where I add some of these purples in here. Yeah, I like this idea that the world's fading out around him. It really pulls the focus, and I think that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I like the concept, but I also think it's a little too muddy. I feel like if I did anything, I would have to make it more muted like that. I also like I like this sort of concept of keeping it very extremely out of focus. So I guess maybe I could meet somewhere in the middle. I don't know to which degree that would work out in my favor, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's too punchy. Unless I take that and add a Gaussian blur over the entire thing. Wish it would let me preview it first. Yeah. I do definitely like that better. But maybe we'll take down the opacity on that. Okay. I think if I'm gonna go that route, I have to make the buildings a little more defined to begin with. But I do like this idea. Although I'm not sure about like because now that bright blue looks like, I mean, obviously it wasn't intended to be the sky. It was just supposed to be sort of environmental lighting. But I don't really want this piece to I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to take a quick break really quick. I'm going to leave it up on the... I'm not going to put my away screen on because I want people to see this and give some feedback. So if you got feedback on this and how you think it looks, and please let me know. I do like the idea of the buildings kind of faded out, but I feel like I would need to add layers on top to sort of bring it into focus as it gets closer. Which honestly could actually work out. I don't know. Let me know. I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. I'm gonna keep working on this. So I've only used one brush for this entire piece, and it's like the coolest brush. It's this paint and apply brush. It's like, and I don't know a lot of the paint settings in Clip Studio, but this is like an all-in-one tool, so you don't have to swap off every time you want to blend something. It's an all-encompassing tool, and it's awesome. And I don't hear enough people giving it praise. Let's see. So if I'm going to do something like this, I obviously have to have a deeper shadow. It's very finicky, the colors in this. Because, like, I can't get much closer to black than that. Because if I go straight to black... Why is it not blending? Oh, because it's got the layers on top. I was trying to figure out why that was not working the way I wanted it to. Makes a whole heck of a lot of sense now. Get that out of there, and now we can do a little deeper shadow here. And I will muddy up that edge a little bit just because I don't want it to be so clean. But we're just experimenting with it right now. I kind of put that on the wrong layer anyways. That's okay. Um, once we get this leg in here, that'll kind of... I like that a lot, actually. I'm going to undo it for now, just because I want to be able to undo it later. But for now, it's good. I'm gonna have to finish up this leg, which I'm dreading, and I was trying to avoid, but that's okay. I was gonna use something to cover it up, but now that I have this concept of he's kind of like in the street and the world is kind of falling out around him, I like that a lot better than what I originally had. Not that I had like a plan or anything, but I like that concept more than anything, so I'm gonna keep rolling with it. I'll probably stream for another hour or so. I have to go into work tonight, so won't be a very long stream, but that's okay. We're just starting out, so take it slow. I don't know if I like that leg shape. Auto saving. You love to say it. Maybe something like this. I don't want the balance to be off. I think it's good. I think this just needs to be going like back a little more. So instead of cutting forward, it's foreshortened a little bit. Not quite sure. And this, folks, is why it's a good idea to use reference images. I don't have a problem with using reference images. It's just that, like, it's more of a hassle. Like, I would rather the piece look stylized in my own sort of way. Because, like, this is 100% not anatomically correct. But this is how I like to draw muscle structure in an anime, with, like, these beefy pecs going into the rib cage down here. Those, like, weirdly teardrop-shaped abs. Definitely not anatomically correct, but it's very much how I like to draw them. So for me, I feel like if I were just for my own sort of piece, if I were to collect a bunch of reference pictures, it would just not look like my piece anymore, if that makes sense. There's definitely nothing wrong with using reference pictures. That's just how I personally feel about it, for my own artwork at least. But like, the best painters in the world use reference images, so there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe we just put this out a little bit more. I don't like that as much. Maybe I'll just stick to my original. But I do think this should be... I do kind of like that. That would have to be cut a little bit differently. So this would be like the knee right here, right? So this would have to sort of come down like this. Except the calf would cut off like here. But then the balance is way off because he's leaning that way. I'm just going to try to refine the one I have now. How did my original sketch look, though? Pretty much the same. Great. That helps me a lot in this situation. Kind of stumped on this, honestly. Because at that angle, the foot would be like down here. Too much. Ugh. I might just have to make it kicked out a little bit. And maybe that'll help that balance issue. Maybe. I think either way I do have to kick out that leg a little more. So I suppose that's what I'll do. Let me grab this purple from here. Use it on the knee. The shin would come down here. This side of the shin would be here. That foot definitely wouldn't be that big, though. But I think this shape is better. Where would this lie on the actual PlayStation? That would mean that I wouldn't necessarily have to draw it. Unless I do like a symbiote spread out. Like kind of stuck to the ground. That might look kind of cool. But then I would want to draw it like in between here too. Maybe I'll do that. I do kind of like that concept. Kind of gives it more of a kind of creepy element. I think we'll go with that. I think we're gonna have to. This wouldn't be. This would be like this. It would be that purple on the outside. Okay, get the shape in there first, though. It's not looking bad. It's not looking terrible. I do like that angle a little better, but there's still something weird about this angle. I guess maybe this calf wouldn't be showing as much. It'd be more of that front part. Yeah, I think that's better already. I will pull some of this away, though. I want that angle more exaggerated. That does lose a little bit of that, though. Try that. Okay. It's actually not looking bad. I wish I would have foreshortened this a little better. Just because it looks a lot shorter. I think it looked a better way I had it yesterday. But the thigh looked really thick. Like I had this bulged out to there. But I think that achieves the foreshortening a little better. I'm going to leave it like that for now. I might come back later and carve that back a little bit. But I think that helps a lot. With that part, at least. Still have to worry about the other crap. Okay, I like that joint there. That looks good. Now let's see if I can get the rest looking like that. All right. I'm liking Twitch streaming this stuff, even if it is to no viewers. It's good practice. So a buddy of mine, my buddy TK, who I streamed with last night, he and I started a podcast recently, and just getting on here and doing some leisurely artwork stuff. It's good help for. It helps me establish my commentary a little bit, because I've never been a fantastic solo commentator. So it's helping me sort of get into that mindset a little bit of just keeping the conversation flowing, I guess. It's fun. I mean, you just hop on here, listen to some lo-fi music while you're working. I'm on my computer working on this anyways, so I might as well be streaming it, right? It's at least the logic that I'm rolling with. It's fun. I would imagine it'll be more fun when start having a chat to interact with and play off of. I'm really excited for the future of our podcast stuff. I don't think it's ever going to get to a point where we can make money off of it. But like, it's just fun. You know, hanging out with somebody you don't get to talk to a lot, making it like a weekly thing. It's a lot of fun, and we have a ton of ideas for stuff that we're going to do for videos, supplemental stuff for the YouTube channel and stuff. The podcast is called TKR, if you want to check it out. At TKR or at TKR Pod on most platforms. But yeah, it's just fun. I honestly think it's kind of what reinvigorated my creativity, because I was on mad burnout for the last 3 months or so, and like doing the artwork for that channel, that podcast and stuff was like the first thing that got me excited to create again in a long time. So probably wouldn't be working on this piece if it wasn't for that podcast. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good couple of months. I mean, we've got not only Spider-Man 2 coming out, which is insane that it's finally happening, but I mean, we've got Mario Wonder that same week, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which I know isn't for everyone, but just for nostalgia purposes for me, that's going to be incredible. TK and I are doing conventions, 2 of them a week apart in November, which is going to be a whole ton of fun. We're going to record that whole week for the podcast and video stuff. It's going to be great. I'm really excited. Oh, I loved a Minecraft remix. I've never been a huge lo-fi guy when I'm listening to or when I'm working on artwork and stuff, but I've been getting into it more lately. All right. I feel like I do need to add some lighting throughout here. Okay. Not looking bad. I definitely do need to add darks throughout here. I'm not gonna worry about that for now, though. That will come in a bit. I do think I need a little bit of this calf here. Just a bit. Definitely. Okay. It's looking all right. I'm gonna keep this coming down here, though. In fact, I think I'm just gonna take that whole part out. Yeah. Faux show. I like that. Looks a lot better. I'm gonna keep. You know, it's hard working with a material like the symbiote just because, you know, you want to maintain those darks, but in reality it would, well, I guess maybe not, because that's the problem, is it would be like a, like that super black non-reflective paint. Like, I feel like it would absorb a lot of light, but at the same time it's shiny, so it would reflect a lot of it. So you would think it would take in you'd think it'd be more colorful than just black, but I don't know. Artistic interpretation, I guess. Oh, I guess I should record some clips for TikTok. As much as I don't really care to do that. That was part of the reason I started doing the Twitch streams too, is I wanted to make a long form video for YouTube about my process, not on this digital piece, because I never intended to do this as a digital piece, but I wanted to do a video when I actually paint this onto a PS5. And so getting it on Twitch with the VODs and stuff, you know, as long as it streams in high quality, I can just go back and watch that VOD instead of recording the entire stream and stuff to my computer. I can just go on that VOD and take clips off, which is super nice. That and I'll show you this real quick after I save, because I don't want to overload the thing. I think most programs have this now. I don't know about like Krita or TV Paint, but Clip Studio Paint and Procreate have this awesome time-lapse feature. Once it loads here, where you can see your entire process and it condenses it to 30 seconds, and you can choose, you know, how long you want that output to be. But it's so cool to just see the whole process. It's one of the things I love about artwork is like seeing what it looks like at the beginning and then just seeing it progress. Because it's like you see this and it's like, oh, that doesn't look that good. But it's just about that layering and working away on it. Like this, even from just like this point, it's just all these minute improvements, these incremental things. I accidentally shifted it up somewhere and that kind of irks me, but it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, so just going from that to this, it's super cool to see. So if you're using Clip Studio, make sure you... I'm going to cancel that out. Make sure you click on this record time-lapse button at the beginning. When you're setting up your file, I think, it'll ask you... Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, record time-lapse right here. Make sure to check that, and then it'll do all this. If you're running on a lower-end device, I'm sure it does make it lag a little bit more, but I don't actually know, so... It's worth the shot, though. It can't be that much more of a performance drop. Super cool feature, though. I love that a lot of platforms are implementing that. Because it's so cool to just, like, see your artwork come to life like that, as cliche as it sounds. It's super cool. Oh, feet. I cannot draw them to save my life. And that's the thing, is people are like, oh, just do like a study. And I'm like, no, I don't just want to spend a whole day drawing feet. That sounds gross. I don't want to do that. Would it help me? Probably. Would it be worth it to me? Probably not. Oh, that angle is bad. Let's follow the front of the shin here to figure out where that foot would go. That's not horrible. It's not good, but I think it works for now. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, because, like, in the final, let's add the PS5 layer back in here. That's going to be hardly visible. So, it is what it is. I'm not... Oops, and I... Because that layer really only affects the face. It's not really affecting anything. What is that? Is that my fill layer? Huh. I guess I totally painted over it anyways. Oh, that's because I had... No, not on that one. It was only beneficial when I had the opacity down, although down. Okay, well, whatever. As long as it doesn't impact the final piece, shouldn't matter all that much. Yeah, so on the actual PS5, when I do it, that'll kind of be cut off there anyways. Of course, this is also the opposite side of what I'm doing it on. I don't want to do it on the side with the disc tray. So it'll be fine. Whatever. Alright, we're gonna keep working on this. I might do like the symbiote strands connecting him to the ground. That might look really cool. Maybe. I have a lot of those strands, or we'll play around with it. How long have I been streaming? An hour and 18 minutes? Okay. We'll go for a little bit longer before I have to get ready for work. Yeah, I will be clipping some of this creation process and throwing it up on TikTok, probably. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Whatever platforms I can get it on, really. Should be at RJD Studios, same as my Twitch, on all of those platforms if you're interested in checking it out. And I don't know yet. I might try to live stream like the physical painting. That's going to be a bit of a setup though, and I don't know if I have the necessary setup to do that. But I would like to stream some of it at least. I want to create the content that I would want to see, if that makes sense. And I'm a huge fan of live streamers who do live painting, Bob Ross style. I am definitely no Bob Ross, but I love watching people paint physical stuff in person, or in, I guess, just live. Then there's a stigma with digital art where everybody's like, oh, digital art is so much easier than physical art, you know, it takes no skill. And that's just totally wrong. Obviously, if you're just using digital art to trace, then yes, there is a lack of skill involved. But like, I totally didn't realize how intense physical painting was up until a year ago when I started trying it more. And I was like, wow, this is just as difficult, if not more difficult, than actual painting. Obviously, depending on your approach. I'm not an illustrator. So, like, from a painting style, a painting approach like this, like, yeah, this is pretty intense. It's up there with physical painting. The only advantage is that I don't have to mix my own paint colors, which is a huge bonus, because that's something that I don't like doing very much. But yeah, so I would like to try to stream some of the physical process. I just don't know when I'm going to do that either. Because I my goal is to get this project done by the time the game comes out next Friday. And between my work schedule and stuff, I just don't know when I'll be able to get that up and running, because it will require a little bit of extra setup. This is kind of nice because I'm already on my computer, so I just click on OBS and hit start stream. But with something like that, I'll actually have to go through a little more lengthy of a setup process. You know, I don't know if that's something I can do with like a cheap Logitech webcam. I do have a camera, but it's older and it lags quite a bit for something like live streaming. So it's definitely not ideal, but I could figure something out. That might be a little steep of an angle. This is what I do is I treat digital painting more to something like sculpting. When I'm doing stuff like this, is I'll add and I'll take away. And I'll add and I'll take away. That's something that I like about digital art. Because in a physical painting, you know, I wouldn't be able to use that workflow. I don't typically work with acrylics or anything. I work with watercolor. That's my primary. That's what I enjoy using. Would say that's what I'm best at. It's like nothing I do physically would ever look like this. I could probably get better with acrylics, but I just haven't ever taken the time. I took an acrylic class in community college, but I didn't really learn anything. That, and I got to the end of the semester just to find out that, oh, I was using, my paints were not good. They were like the class provided paints, but the ones I got were just like runny and old and just didn't work properly, so I got screwed. So if I got proper supplies, you know, I might be able to do it. And that's why I'm kind of afraid to make this this PS5 piece, you know, my big acrylic piece, just because I'm not confident in my own skills to be able to pull off something like that. But I'm willing to give it a crack anyways. That's what I keep saying, is people are like, wow, that's commitment, you're gonna do that. I've had my PS5 for a few years now. I don't remember when it came out, but at least 2 years, probably 2 or 3. And so I take it, I transport it around a lot. And so my faceplates are already pretty scratched up and dinged up, so I'm like, I'd probably end up replacing them sometime anyways. So if the painting doesn't turn out well, at least I will, you know, I wouldn't hurt to get them replaced anyways, is what I'm trying to say. And with something like I totally lost my train of thought there. Let me try to regain it. It's the only problem with talking while I'm doing art is I'm just kind of rambling to the point where I don't remember what I said 2 minutes ago because I'm trying to focus on the artwork at the same time. But oh yeah, that's another reason why I kind of wanted to go forward with this, because this is originally just supposed to be a small color study before moving on to the actual painting. That's kind of part of the reason why I wanted to do a full digital piece as well. Was just so worst comes to worst, if it doesn't turn out well, if the actual PS5 one doesn't turn out well, at least I'll have something, you know. At least I'll have this digital piece that I can take and make prints of for Comic-Con and post high-res pictures of it, because I don't know if I'd be able to properly photograph the PS5 in a way that I could print it out, but you know, that's fine. I'm trying to make the print aspect and stuff my last priority with it, because that's part of how I got burnt out in the first place. Was I had my first Comic-Con earlier in May, which went fantastic. I don't think not fantastic from a money-making standpoint, but fantastic from I met a lot of cool people, cool artists, got to pick their brains about sort of not only just the industry, but just doing conventions in general. And it was great, but what the problem was is that I've got waitlisted in the first place. And so I didn't know that I got into the show until a month and a half before the show. And so Good. Yeah. And so I kind of looked at everything I had. I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have as much artwork as I think I have. Oh gosh, don't do this again. Please don't crash. Not now. Yeah, and obviously since it was my first show, I didn't have prints prepared and I didn't have anything like that. So it was just months and months of straight grinding, which was not months and months. It was a month and a half of cranking out piece after piece after piece, working on art in my free time. Every waking moment I get, work on art before I go to work, come home, work on art more. It was my first exposure of, like, I guess what it would be like to do art for a job. And that just burnt me out really bad. So that was kind of my breaking point. So I had to take a break for a little bit. Which is fine. I think breaks are healthy like that. But not healthy in the sense that it kind of deters you from the path you're on. So it's like I could have gotten a lot more done. I could have applied to more shows, but I just didn't because I wasn't feeling it. But man, it feels so good to be back working on it now. And I really thought I would be more rusty But like, I came back. Can't really see it. And like, this is the first sketch I drew in 3 months. And I really dug the anatomy on that, and I turned out better than I could have expected for being away for that long. So I was very happy with how that went, so I decided to go through with the final. Yeah. So I kind of I don't know, I'm glad to be back into it. But taking that time away did make me realize that I do need a creative outlet. And that's what the podcast was for a while. So I'm very grateful to my buddy TK for doing that podcast with me, because I think it really helped. It helped me get a creative outlet again. And I have been working in that time. I took some time to start scripting out a pilot that I'm working on, which is kind of just a free time thing. But so it wasn't like I was all gone, but there was a lot going on in that time that really took me away from it. But we're back now, and I can't complain because I'm enjoying it. And I do really enjoy this, I am enjoying doing Twitch like this. It's just casual. I don't expect to have a lot of viewers. I don't expect, for it to actually go anywhere or be a long-term thing. But it's fun. I'm sitting at my computer anyways. So it gives me an excuse to talk to someone or talk about something instead of just mindlessly sitting here listening to music. It might just sound psychopathic that I'm talking to myself, but it's okay. I like it. I guess I shouldn't say that. I never really took the approach of like doing tutorials or teaching because I never felt confident in my own abilities to do that stuff. But I do like talking through my process as I'm working on it, because I think that helps me sort of know what I'm doing. And so this is just kind of a cool way for me to do that. Even if I'm not really talking to anyone in specific, it's a nice sort of way to do it. Thought about trying out TikTok live, but now from what I understand, you have to have like 1,000 followers before you can even go live. Which, to be fair, I think is a really good security measure. But that does kind of stink, because like I found a lot of artists that I'm a fan of, I find them through TikTok Live. And so I think TikTok Live is a great way to discover people and get discovered. So it does kind of stink that there's that barrier to entry, but I guess that's just something to work towards. I think I've got 40 something followers. I'm proud of my TikTok stuff, just because like Instagram stuff like that is a platform where a lot of friends are on it, so a lot of people that follow me are people that I know in person. So that follower count is kind of subjective in that way. But TikTok is a platform that I kind of started from the ground up. So it's like have like 3 of my friends on there. The rest are people who found me through my content. Obviously, some of them could be bots, which is the case with any platform, but yeah, I've met some, maybe not met is the right term, but I found some really cool people on TikTok who enjoy my artwork enough to even offer to buy some of my pieces, which is something that I never really experienced outside of that, so it's cool. I don't know if I like the platform as a whole, just because it, especially when you start making money off of it, it's a very egregious platform where if you don't post, you know, every day, multiple times a day, they're like knocking your outreach crap. So that aspect of it, I don't like, and that's probably going to deter me from ever trying to make it or grow my audience that much on that platform. But it would be a nice, you know, you get a viral video and you say, hey, if you want to see more of my day-to-day stuff, go check out my Instagram or go do this. I truly believe TikTok is the way to get seen, to get eyes on your work. So, you know, I think it's good for that, but as a way to make money off of social media and stuff, I honestly think YouTube Shorts is the future of short form content. Just because YouTube has been built on monetizing creators for so long that I think it's going to be hard to dethrone that in any capacity. That does make it harder for creators who have been doing it for a long time, though, because their, you know, ad revenue is crashing on long form content because a lot of people aren't taking in that long content anymore. And even if it does, like, you know, it's a lot easier to get 1 million views on a 10-second video than it is for a 30-minute thing. So I don't know, it's kind of hard, kind of overwhelming as a new creator trying to break into the landscape. And that's not saying that I ever intend to do any form of content creation for like a living. I don't ever expect it to grow to that point. But it is intimidating. TK and I have been seeing that with the podcast. It's like, in order to get like monetization through Spotify to become like a Spotify partner, you need to have 1,000 followers every 60 days. Which, you know, as a new podcast competing against comedians and YouTubers and celebrities for, you know, those top chart spots, it's like, unless you somehow get a viral TikTok or, you know, grow your audience in some other way than just making the podcast, it's almost impossible to keep up with. So it's a lot. There's this kind of view of doing content creation as a job where everybody's like, oh, it's so easy, you get to do this. But it's like, no. Especially when you're starting out and you can't pay editors and you can't do this. It's a lot of work. So that's honestly, in my opinion, the best way to go about it is like, keep in mind, this is just a hobby. You know, I don't expect it to grow any bigger than it is right now. That's kind of my approach to art since I burnt out, is like, do this for yourself. Do this for fun. Don't stream because you think you're going to get big off of it and it's going to make you a lot of money. Don't start a podcast because you want to, do this. Do it for fun. And I do think if you keep that up long enough, you will find people who truly enjoy what you do. But don't start it with the intent to make money, because it will most likely be a very long time before you get to that point. So that's just my thoughts on it. I am really enjoying. I should say I literally just started streaming on Twitch on yesterday, but I am enjoying it because it's letting me. It lets me talk through my thoughts while I'm working. I have a lot of anxiety issues and stuff, so the thoughts in my brain are always running at 20,000 miles an hour. And so to be able to just verbalize those thoughts as they come is kind of nice. As dramatic and weird as that sounds. I don't think... First of all, I'm going to save it. An hour and 43 minutes into stream. Nice. I guess I didn't really check if my stream updated with the proper title and stuff. Yeah, it did. Cool. I'm still trying to figure out the whole OBS thing, so it's not going to be perfect. But it is what it is. All right. Let's keep working here. My PC is good for streaming artwork and stuff, but I don't think it's great for streaming gameplay. We tried to stream Apex a little bit last night. I don't think it turned out very good, which is fine. Yeah, we'll keep working here, though. I want to get some of this purple. I think that'll help some of these recesses here. Because these highlights shouldn't be here, I guess. I will say I am super excited for Spider-Man 2. I'm trying to avoid spoilers like the plague. I'm in a lot of Discord servers where there's like spoiler channels for people who want to discuss it. And I've heard like suit lists and stuff have leaked, and there's major spoilers. So I'm really trying to avoid it. I didn't have a PS4 when the first one came out. Maybe I did. I was either on PS3 or I had just gotten a hand-me-down PS4 at the time. But I remember being so excited and like, I couldn't play it for myself, so I did see a lot of spoilers. But now that I'm running the PS5 and I'm actually working, I'm excited to play it right at launch. I hope it's good. I'm sure it will be. I've heard nothing but good things about it so far. And like they did such a good job with the first one, I have a feeling it would be hard for them to mess it up that badly. Knock on wood, I suppose, because who knows. All right, we're getting so far into this. I'm compulsively saving every chance I get. Yeah, that background is growing on me. That does mean I'll have to change the foreground, and I'll probably define those buildings a little bit more before blurring them. But as of now, I'm digging it. I like it. I'm gonna run out for a quick second. I'm gonna leave it on this screen. Sorry, I'm totally... Should have had this prepared ahead of time, but I was... Oh, smiley face. There we go. Oops. Still trying to figure out OBS. But, cool. Alright. I will be back in just a few minutes. Please hang tight. Alright, folks, we are back. Get rid of that text there. Perfect. Alright. We have made some significant progress today. I'm really happy with how this is looking. Not entirely happy with this foot. But, you know, it's good for now. Works for what I need it for. It's a good to know the placement of that. Well, yeah, I'll work on defining that a little bit more. Probably add, so I'll do this now. change. Oh gosh, that is not what I wanted to do. All right. Gonna add some light to this just because my light source is hitting from up here and there's nothing blocking this light except for down here. So I will blur out some of these shadows, make them less harsh. It's looking better. I'm not quite sure. See, that's the big problem is I try to hide a lot of the anatomical inaccuracies in the shadows, but when my lighting changes a bit, the flaws really come to light. But that's fine. This can all still be pretty lost here. Add in some purpley highlights here. Nothing too crazy. The rest of that can still kind of stay in the shadow. I don't like that as much as I just like this light here. I think that'll work for now. Bring this purple here too. Make sure it's hitting all this at least a little bit. I have problems printing artwork like this. I mean, obviously this one is different because this isn't in CMYK, so it'll naturally not print as well. But these darker colors, I don't know if it's just the printing company that I've been using. Fantastic company, great customer support, great quality. Their card stock and everything they use is great. But I can't for the life of me get them to print dark colors accurately. I've got some pieces that I don't quite know how to pull up on stream, but just the way I have it set up. But I've got some pieces that I made that I just can't get to print out. And I've had to up the... Here, I'll show one for example. Let's see if I can get it to put in my photo app. Don't think that's actually showing. Well, that's kind of annoying. Anyways. Long story short, I've got some pieces that are I like to play with darks a lot. Even this piece that I have though, it's Venom standing on a rooftop with the moonlight shining really brightly and intensely on his back. another piece where I kind of went crazy with the musculature and stuff. But it just printed really dark, even though the darks aren't that dark. If that makes any semblance of sense at all. Seems like the only prints I could get to come out good were the ones that I colored in Photoshop. Which is obviously a little frustrating, but that's okay. Not super... I'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, this one is not in CMYK just because it was not created with the intent of being sold as a print. So I didn't format it as such. But who knows? I might get prints of it made. I probably will, if it turns out good. Which so far it's looking pretty good. For future conventions, I'm hoping to do a lot more in 2024. Since my first convention wasn't until May, I missed out on a lot of the application deadlines and stuff, so we're gonna go big 2024. Hopefully going to apply to a lot of the ones in Michigan. We'll see where that takes us. I have to say my favorite part of conventions is just meeting people. Even like the celebrities, the artists. It's a very cool experience. If you don't do conventions, I highly recommend making it out to one sometime. It's such a cool experience, and it's, you know, a lot of people think that they'll never get to meet a celebrity in their lifetime, but like really, it's not that hard as people expect. It can be a little pricey, obviously, especially if you're doing autographs and stuff, but yeah, big names. It's a lot of Comic-Cons now. It's really cool. I actually back in May. Was it May? It was May. Back in May, I got to meet Yuri Lowenthal, who played Peter Parker in the Spider-Man games and in Spider-Man 2. So very cool. If he ever comes back to a convention up here, I might get him to sign a print of this. Just because it would be cool. Najee Jeter, the guy who played Miles Morales in the games, is coming up for a convention in November. So that would be cool. Maybe I'll get a Miles Morales piece done in time for him to sign something, which would be really cool. That's something that a lot of people do, is they get celebrities to sign their artwork. Something that I'd like to do, but I just haven't done. Would be cool to do in the feed. It's different when you're at conventions and you have your artwork with you. But, you know, when I'm traveling to a convention that I'm not taking part in, it's kind of annoying to have to lug artwork and stuff with you. So when I start doing the bigger ones, it's not going to be as big of an issue. Yeah. I'm really digging this so far. I think it looks great. I'm going to figure out that leg. I like that position of that leg a little better. Feels a little more balanced. If you follow like the you know, the center of mass, having that leg kick out on that side balances it out, I think. I like it. Yeah, very productive stream. Looking back at where we were at the beginning of this stream. I wonder if I can pull up. Let's see if I can actually just add it on here. Yeah, this is where we were at the beginning of the stream. So obviously, finished out that leg, fixed the posing on that leg, fixed some of the shading in these areas, on that arm. Fixed that hand because that hand was really jank. It's still a little jank, and I'll probably end up doing more shadows on some of those knuckles. But overall, really productive couple of hours. I'm sure there's a lot of people who can finish this stuff a lot faster than I can. I tend to take a while with stuff like this just because I'm not proficient in digital art yet. But it's a process. We'll get there. Save one last time just to make sure. Yeah. I think I'm going to end up wrapping it up here. I've got to get ready for work here in a few. Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who joined in on this stream. Or if you watch the VOD after the stream, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any suggestions on how to make this better. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or whatever. Yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll get on to stream for a few hours in the morning tomorrow. My work schedule is weird. I work a lot of night shifts and closing shifts. So, it's going to be hard to ever get a consistent schedule for me. But, yeah, I'm going to stream in the mornings when I can. Hopefully on weekends and stuff, I'll be able to stream longer. But yeah, I think that about does it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.